Okay. Okay, everyone. So now we are going to just go through the basic, like what was the revise. We will just revise that one, the environment concept. Okay. So environment variable is nothing. We know, like when we work on an industry, like before, like going to the like if the product goes online, means the product goes live. Before that, we have different environment. Okay, means different environment means like we have a dev environment, we have a QA environment, we can have a Q2 environment. Okay, that I have told you. We have a production environment. Okay, for different testing.
Who will set this type of environment?
It is done by the development team. Mostly development team create all this type of environment so that there is no like conflict. Okay, if something is going built at development level, they have some QA environment also where you can do the testing. Okay, so these are the environment mostly built by the dev team. Okay, they will provide you, okay, this is your QA environment, you need to do the testing here. This is the production environment. At the final level, you need to do the testing at this environment. Okay, it's a kind of URL. It will be almost same, and some minor changes will be in the URL. Okay, so as we are the test team, so we will get an environment. Okay, in this environment, you are going to do the testing. Whatever the functionality we have to do it here. Okay, and it will look exactly same how the development team are working and building the application. Just you need to do the testing at that particular environment. Okay, so the thing is that now if it is exactly same, everything is same, and there is some other things like new things are also building, so they have provided you this one so that you can do the testing at early stage and complete all these things, like what are the functionality we need to test. Okay, now so what happens here, like so we have different environment. Now you have to test, like suppose you have to test at two, like 2 or 3 environment. Like one is the normal environment, that is Q1. You need to understand, you need to imagine that you are working at Q1 environment. Okay, so you are working at Q1 environment every time you goes on work. Okay, but before releasing or before going the product at online, okay, every time you need to do the testing at Q2 level as well. There is one more environment that is known as Q2. You need to do the testing at Q2 environment as well. Okay, but in Q2 there are some minor changes. Okay, there are some minor changes. Okay, but rest of the things remain same. Okay, now suppose you are working at Q1 now. Firstly, you are working at Q1 environment. You have done the testing. It is all clear. Okay, that it's working fine. Everything is now tested properly. The requirement are the requirement has been like matched. Every test case is getting passed. But before the release, it is also you need to test at Q2 environment. But in Q2 environment, I have told you that it just a minor changes will be there in the URL. Okay, so suppose first Q1 environment, it was I'm just hold on, let me just open this one notepad. Okay, are you all able to see my notepad? Hello.
Yes, Shahid. Yes, Shahid.
Yeah. Okay, suppose this was Q1 environment. Okay, this is the environment where you are working. Okay, this is the Q1 environment. Every time whatever you are doing the testing at initial level is the Q1 environment. Q1. Okay, and but once before the release, you have to do the testing at Q2 environment as well. Okay, so they have also provided you the Q2 environment. The Q2 environment is also same. Okay, it will be exactly same, but there might be I have told you a minor changes even in the URL, that it will be written as Q2. Okay, it will be written as Q2. Now you can see the minor changes here. Okay, so what you do, you create a environment, you set an environment with this URL, you set an environment with this URL, so that when you have all the collection, when you have the set of collection ready, which you have already tested at Q1 flipkart.com, now you just need to change it to Q2. So if you have already created a variable, environment variable with Q2 flipkart.com, so what we can do, I need to test whole collection, the whole collection, and it might contain thousands of requests. So we cannot go to each and every request and change it to Q2, 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 Q2 every time. And you all know that everything will be remaining same. The post, like delete, whatever the operation, whatever it might be, whatever the operation you are going to perform, everything will be the same. Only the thing is that you just need to check the testing at this environment. So what we can do, we can, I have told you here, I have told you that we can create here, from here we can create different environment. Are you able to recall? It is written already, it's a global. So if you want to set global environment, you will be setting the global environment here. And if you want to set the environment variable, you can set it here with the environment name. You can give the environment name, and again you can set everything. So if you can see, you need to give the environment name. So environment name, that can be a product involved. Then you can set the variable, and whatever the variable you want to set, you can set it here. Correct? So once you set it and save it, in this drop down, are you able to see this drop down? In this drop down, you can see different environment. Whatever the environment you have created, it will be there. So suppose if you want to run, suppose now currently, suppose this one only. Now the last one, you can see regrow take day for variable. Suppose you want to run this one. So you have tested this one as Q1. Whatever you have done the testing, it was at Q1. So Q1 you have said, okay, everything is passed, the status is okay, everything is done. But now it's a release time. So they have, as you know, at during the release time, it's a pattern followed, that before going to release, you need to work on, you need to do the testing at Q2 also. So you're not going to visit every request and change just a minor thing. Not only in the URL, it might be somewhere else also, you might do changes, just a minor change for the Q2 environment. So you are not going to go each and every request. Here it's only 4. It might be at your end, you have worked for so long time, it might contain thousands of requests. So you cannot visit to each and every request and change that minor thing. So what you can do, it's better, we can create a separate environment. So we have, suppose we have created a Q1 environment, okay, or we have created a product environment, means production environment. So before, once they will say, okay, now it's a release time, do the testing at production environment. So what you will be doing, you will be selecting this one. Okay, I have told you how to run. So once you select this one, you will get an option, this one, run collection, because you want to run the whole script, correct, at one go, means whole collection at one go. So what we will do, we will select run. Once we select the run, we can see in the drop down, from the drop down, at what environment you want to run, because you know that everything will be remaining same, only the minor changes has been done. So I have kept those minor changes at particular environment. So in that, I will be selecting, suppose I will be selecting this QA environment. At QA environment, I want to run all these things. Okay, so it will directly fetch that particular http://q2 flipkart.com for every request, and it will run, and you will just click here and it will run. So there is no need of like changing. If you want to again you have added some more of the script. Like suppose again you started the initial testing, so you added more request, more and more request. So there is no need again. If the time of release they will ask you to, okay, again can you just do the testing at production level, you are not going to add that q2 to new request whatever you have added. So it's better we have created a separate environment. At what environment you want to run, you can just select it and use this run, but it should be match with this one, like how you have given the variable name and where you are using the variable name. So once you use this one, it will be working at that particular environment. Any doubt? Now you got the concept. Akib, got the concept, like what is the use of environment variable? Sakil, डाउट क्लियर हुआ?
Yes, yes.
आतिफ, शमशाद, सैफ, हितेन, able to understand what is the concept behind the using of environment variable?
Yes, bhai.
हाँ भाई.
Other also speak, otherwise I will think that you all are not able to understand.
Yes, understood.
Yes, yes.
Ansu,
Yes, भाई.
Hiteen. Okay. So now we will be moving forward. So we have completed okay, so we have completed all of these things, the variable and all. Now we have left with one thing. Okay, just hold on. Okay. So as you all have completed all these things, so we were at the variables, okay, and the scopes, and order of execution we also know very well. Okay, I have changed this one, this one, that this contain collection, then folder, then request, then again the execution of the original request, whatever we are trying to do, then we will get the response. Once we have the response, then only test script will work. Okay, then it will start again with the collection. If it is in the collection there is something to test, it will test, otherwise it will skip and come to folder. And if its folder contains something to test, it will do the testing at folder level also, verification, then it will move to request. Okay, then we have gone through this one, Postman variable. So we know that we have completed global, collection, environment, and local. Okay, data is left. So data is nothing. When you access the data, like suppose you have kept the data in a file, okay, whether it's a text file, whether it's a CSV file, whether it's a JSON file, whatever the file you have kept at your local, and from there you want to fetch that data. That is the data variable. So we are going to cover this data variable, but before that I want to complete one thing, so it will make you very easy to understand the thing. That is this one. What is authentication and what is authorization? Okay, can anyone tell me the difference between authentication and authorization?
In authentication, we have to pass user credential.
Okay,
We check user identity in
SAP to check user identity.
Yes.
And what is authorization?
Authorization, we give for someone to access particular thing, permission.
Correct, exactly correct. So whatever SAP is told, like it's it's just a confirmation. Authentication is just a confirmation. Like if you all are working, you have a ID card. Okay, you have a ID card. So if you go somewhere, they check your ID card. That is authentication. Means to verify you are exactly the same person. That is authentication. And authorization means giving permission. Like you have a ID card where you can access within this particular area. Okay, you cannot move to some other area. Like if you go to, even in the restaurant, suppose you go to restaurant, there are some places where it is written only for the service team. Normal peoples are not allowed. In the same way, if you go to office also, there are some rooms where you cannot go. You are not accessible. When you punch your card at some of the places at your office, you will not be able to it will not be able to open that particular door, because you are not authorized. You are not authorized to go inside that particular room. You are not given the access. So it's just a permission to resource. Means how much resource you can see or how much resource you can use. That is authorization. Means the permission or the access you can avail within that particular area. And authorization is just simple verification. Means to identify whether you are the exactly same person. Okay, so why we do all these things, we know very well, and we are doing it in our normal life as well. We have Facebook authentication, we do. Okay, in Gmail also we have authentication, we get OTP. Sometimes we get some token number we need to enter. Okay, so these are the authentication to verify that okay, you are the only same person you are trying to open or log in. Okay, so we do that. Now in the same way, in API also we have different type of authentication. Okay, so how we are going to do that one? So we have different authentication type in doing that testing also. Suppose I am giving an example again. Like suppose you are working for a Flipkart only. Okay, so it's a OTP login. Every time when you log in, you will get a OTP, then only you will be able to log in Flipkart. Okay, so what you do, you just enter your number, you click, you get a OTP, you enter the OTP, then only it is able to access your Flipkart application. Otherwise you will not be able to. Okay, so in the same way, suppose here also we have this authentication type. Okay, so there are lots of authentication type. Okay, and the most common I have selected. Okay, I have gone through each of this and I have selected the most common that is being used in the industry. Okay, so they will be also providing, I have told you, you will be able to see in the document all these things, that this application will be this application is authenticated. So you will be using this particular authentication type in the requirement document or the document provided by your lead or the from the development team or from the BA. Okay, you will be seeing all these things. Okay, in the documentation that there is a authentication you will be required for this particular application to do the API testing. So and it will be also mentioned like what type of authentication you need to use, because there are n number of authentication available in Postman. So I am just going to show you like n number of whatever we have currently. So if you just come here, are you able to see this tab? Are you able to see this tab, authorization? Everyone, are you able to see?
Yes, Bia.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
So here it's a given a type. Once you click here in the drop down, you can see n number of available the types. Okay, these are the way of giving the authentication. Okay, now if you move here, so I have selected no auth. So no auth means if you are working where there is no like no token barrier, you will not need any OTP or the token verification thing. So it will be by default no auth, or you can select this one else as well. I think by default it is already there, and if it is nothing there, you can select no auth, means there is no authorization. Okay, means there is no authentication type of thing you are going to do it there. Okay, then we have API key. Okay, suppose in your documentation it is already mentioned that it is an authentication type request. You need to use the authentication type as API key. So what you are going to do? It's nothing. Before the request, whatever request you are going to perform, suppose you want to perform the get, you post, delete, update, whatever you want to perform, before that you just need to set the authorization. You just need to set the authorization. Okay, so how you are going to set? It's very simple. Suppose I am just taking this example only. Okay, so suppose only this one, the get one, you want to perform this get one. This get has authentication. So what you are going to do? So you will be coming here, you will be adding this one, you will be adding the URL. Okay, and you need to add authorization here. So in this you need to click authorization. Are you able to see? I have clicked on authorization. You will get a type, and I have told you that the type is also will be provided by the dev team, that this is the type you need to use for this particular authentication or authorization. So once you click here, you will be able to see the drop down. So I have told you this time it will be API key. So it is very simple that you just, before running the executing the request, whatever type of request you are doing, that is post, whether it's a delete, whether it's a put, you just need to come to the authorization and you need to just set this authorization, so that it will first cross check, then it will execute, means it will verify, and then your things will be done. Okay, so now it is already mentioned that you need to use API key. So for API key, you do not need to do anything. You just need to click on authorization, then you will be selecting the type, and you will be able to see the drop down. So here in the drop down we will be selecting API key. So once we select API key, these key and value, I am telling you, this key and value will be blank. Right now it is filled because I have already created it. Okay, so this key and value will be blank, and this key and value will be provided by the dev team or whatever the management team. It will be in there that you need to use this key and this value, okay, to do the testing, means to perform the authorization. So for API key, what you need to remember, that API key has key and value, and this key and value is already will be like, it's a pre-request, thing that you will be getting from the dev team or from you, and or it will be already available in the document. Okay, that you need to use this, you need to enter this key and value. Okay, once you once you enter the key and value and it is already saved, okay, and you just need to save it and you can just run it. So this is the way you will be able to set the API key. Okay, anyone has any doubt or any question like how to set authentication for API key? Anyone has any doubt?
No.
No.
Are you able to understand? Because these things, there are not so much practical available on the internet. I'm telling you, it might be hardly one or two fake API websites they will be showing. I will just provide you one, and we will be doing it right now also here. So I don't want to waste that one. So I'm just giving you a way. Like, it is not even in the interview. I'm telling you, even in the interview, the questions will be, what is the difference between authorization and authentication? The second question will be, what are the different type of authorization, or it sometimes they might say, what are the different type of authentication you have used? Kind of, yeah. So what are the different type of authentication you have used? okay, in your working. So you will be saying, okay, because you cannot use every authentication. Okay, I am telling you, it's a fact that you cannot use every authentication. If you're working for a particular project, so that particular, it is like, it will be set, okay, in this particular project we will be always using API key, or we will be always using token barrier, or in this project we will not be using any authentication. It might be that scenario as well, but you cannot use like every type of authentication at one go. So you can tell one or two that there are many authentication, but in our project we have used like token barrier and API key till now. They will understand. And the next question they will raise that can you just tell me the process how you have set the API key? So you need to just tell, like, before executing that particular request, we have a authorization button, okay, or the authorization tab. We just need to click there, and after that we can see a drop down of type. Okay, this, we click on the authorization, then we have a drop down of this type. We select the API key here, and we need to enter the key and value. So you need to remember at what type of thing you are getting, and you need to set. Means for API key you are getting key and value, and this key and value, it will be already provided to you, because you do not know what is the token they have set. Okay, so you need to set it here. Okay, so this type of question you are going to face from this authentication and authorization. Okay, next what we have, barrier token. So barrier token is also another way of doing authentication. So how we can do this one? So for this also, suppose in your it's already mentioned that you need to use barrier token. So what you will do, again, before running the script, you will be coming here, okay, and you will be selecting the drop down. You can see you have barrier token. So barrier token is what? Nothing. Barrier token is also a type of token. You just need to provide it here. Okay, you need to provide it here. It can be 1 2 3 4 5, it can be anything, a random number, anything it will be. Okay, now you have to pass it here. Okay, Hiten, I have a question for you. Hiten, can you just unmute yourself? I think Hiten is not available. Ansu, will you able to try this one? I have a question.
Why?
Yeah. Okay. Ansu, just tell me, what is this one? What is this one?
Shahid, I think there was some disturbance at his end, so I'm muted in. Go with someone else.
Okay. Anyone can just try. What is this one?
Variable token.
Sir, I think it's a local variable.
Token variable.
Correct. This is a local variable token, or we can say it's a variable. If you are not able to understand what kind of variable it is, you can say this is a variable, because once we put something in double curly braces and with the variable name, it's become a variable. And what kind of variable? It's like, we don't need it right now. So now can anyone tell me the reason why I have put token as a variable? What was the need of putting variable as token as variable? Can anyone can give me the reason? I have given the reason already in the last class. What is the need of variable?
It can access. That's why you are taking local variable.
Yeah, can you come again?
It can access within the request. That's why you are taking local variable.
Yes. So this is the reason, like if we put like this one as token as variable, so what is it will be helpful? It will be helpful like if suppose you have got a token, I am telling you a normal number 12121212, this type of token number you have got, that you will be using this token, means in this for barrier token you will be using 121212, and you will be using whole throughout your request. I'm telling you whole throughout the request, means you have thousands of requests and it is authenticated, and you will be using token variable whole throughout the request with 12121212. So every time you are creating a request, you are adding 121212, authorization 121212, like thousands of you have added 1212. And suppose one day they have there had been minor change in the application from the dev team, or there was some requirement change in the dev team, and after the new update the token has been changed from 121212 to 1123 now what you are going to do? Are you going to go through thousands of requests and change 123 123 123 123 instead of 121212? Are you going to do that one? Yeah, you can go, but it will not be flexible. It's a time consuming, that you need to visit to each and every request, and now you need to change the token barrier. So it's better if I have told you, Sakil, right now this was an example. I have told you that there you will be making yourself understand that okay, token barrier is today is 1212. It might be that anytime it can change, because you are using token barrier at thousands of requests. So if due to some any update or due to some any changes, if token barrier got changed, I'm telling you, just token barrier got changed, instead of 121212 it's got 123123, then again the same scenario we are going to do, that you need to visit to each and every request, and each and every request you are going to change from 1212 to 123123. So it does not make any sense to do the things, means already done, you are just redoing the work. So it's better to set all these things which you feel like that you are using in most of your requests, and it almost common throughout, so we can put all these things as variable. Got the point? Okay, so if it is one or two requests, then you can add token variable 123 123, and only you have 4 or 3 5 test cases. So that's all. I can just go to 3 or 5 requests and I can change it. But when you are using thousands or hundred of requests, it's waste of time that you will be visiting and redoing the things. So it's better to make all these things are variable. Okay. So again, in the interview, you will be facing this one, like how to set the token variable. So again, before starting the script, you will be going to the authorization. You will be selecting the type. You will be selecting the type as barrier token. And once you click on the barrier token, what you get in barrier token? What we get? What we get inside the barrier token? Only the token. Okay, so you need to remember, when we are using this one, we have only token. Okay, and here if you're giving as a interview as not as a fresher with experience, then they can ask like, can we set token variable as token as variable, and if why it is necessary to set token as variable, then you need to give this answer, that if you don't set token as variable, then if we have thousands of requests and there is some changes in the token barrier, then at every level we need to go and change it manually. But if we have set it variable at the high level only, then we just need to go to visit that particular variable, and I will change at one level, means where I have set that particular variable, and it will work throughout. Okay, any doubt till now? Anyone has any doubt? Samsad, Atif, Or sir,
No, no,
tell
no,
me.
no, no.
Mm.
Okay.
No,
No,
Bali.
sir, no.
Okay. Okay. Then we have a basic auth. So I am telling you only the common. Okay. We have lots of authentication, authorization, but we are not going to use. And in the industry also, we don't follow that much. Okay. In rare case, only 1% of the industry might use something different. Okay. So you can just add all these things that you have used this one. So now we have the basic auth. Okay. So in the basic auth, what we have? It's nothing. Again, same thing. If it is written like you need to use the authentication using basic auth, then again you will be selecting the authorization. You will be clicking here. You will be finding the basic auth. Okay. Now here you will be seeing this one again. So what you need to see in the basic auth, you will be able to see user name and password. So this username and also password will be provided to you. I am telling you, no need of worrying that from where we will get all these things. Okay, it will be provided, or you will be having the way to get the user ID or password. Okay, so you will be needing this username and password. Okay, you will be needing username and password. So it will be provided by them. You just need to come here, select the basic auth. Before executing or running this request, you need to set, because you know this request is a type of authentication. It required authentication. So you will be selecting this one, you will be adding this one, clicking on save button, and you will be running it. Okay, but I am telling you, every time you just need to remember what comes under what. Like for API key, you get key and value to enter. We have period token, so you will be getting only the token. We have this one basic auth, you will be getting this one. Now we are moving to next, username and password. Now we have digest auth. Now this one, what we are going to do now, again you just need to do, if it is mentioned there, you can come here, go to this one, and here you will be again seeing the user ID and password. Okay, and this is the advanced. Okay, this is the advanced, means you can say it is the updated of basic auth. Okay, so it is the update of basic auth. So what is the update, what is the advanced thing is here? It is the advanced thing is that here it will be get encrypted. It will be using in MD5. That is the way. Okay, it will be get encrypted. You just not need to add anything. Again, here also you will be adding only the username and password, but it will be in the encrypted form. Okay, you will, whatever you will be using it, it will make it as an encrypted form. Okay, so it will make the things more secure and nothing else. Everything remains same. Okay, so if they will ask what is the difference between the basic auth and the digest auth, so you are going to say it's just the updated version. Okay, or the advanced version where the data is more secure. Okay, it use MD5. Okay, to make the things encrypted and more secure, and nothing else, and everything remains same. Okay, and all these things you will be doing only one time. Okay, I'm telling you, and now you will be able to understand. We are not going to set for every request also. Okay, you all know very well how to set. If you want to use throughout, you can set at collection level, and we can use it. I will tell you how to do that one as well. Okay, now we have last one, OAuth. Okay, so we can use this one as well. If it is mentioned that you need to use OAuth, then OAuth 1.0, 1.2, it is there. OAuth you can use. Okay, so in OAuth they will be giving you the consumer key. Okay, the secret key or the access token, they will be providing you. All these things they will be providing you, and you just need to enter. Okay, that consumer key, it will be also provided in the document, or it will be provided by the development team. Okay, so access token secret, all these things will be with you. You just need to enter it, and you need to save it and run it. Okay, so in this way you can overcome the authentication. Got my point? If your requests are made with authentication and you need to run with authentication, then these are the way we are going to use, and it's up to like what the way they are using in your application, what they have said, whether it's a no auth means there is nothing authentication, or if there is a API barrier, basic auth, digest auth, OAuth, whatever it is. So you need to work on that particular or select the thing on that particular way. Now tell me, anyone has any doubt in authentication and authorization, or the way we need to set authentication or authorization? Can anyone just tell me? Anyone? Tell me, guys.
Not
Adil, Sakil, will you able to answer during the interview?
Yes, yes.
Hiten, tell me, why you're not a speaking man? Shall we move forward? Okay. Okay, let's move. So right now you know authentication, authorization. Now I am telling you. Suppose suppose we have this one. Now we have left with this one, last one, that is data. How to access data from external. Okay. Now suppose for this, what we use this one, data driven testing of API. Okay. Data driven testing on API is what? Means doing the testing of data. Okay. Suppose if you want to execute a request with different type of data. Okay. I'm just giving you example. Like suppose you have a database of employee. Okay, if you have a database of employee, okay, and you want to register every employee. Okay, so what you can do? First thing you can do, you can register one by one, one by one. If I just move here, so what is this? To create an employee. Are you able to see my screen right now? The Postman. Everyone, are you able to see?
This is visible.
Yeah. So suppose I'm just giving an example, then we will do at this one as practically. Okay. Suppose you are working, okay, and you want to add number of employee you want to add in the database, means you need to post or you want to create. Then that time what you can do, suppose you have 50 data you need to add on to test that thing, you have 50 data. So what you can do, you can create one by one. First time you will create Sai Aftab, then next time you will create Samsad, then Hiten, then Ansu, then Saf, then Samsad. Every time you just need to add on 50 time data, then you need to enter 15 time here manually, and you need to create it to do the testing or to run the different set of data. Correct? Because you have told to create new employees around 50 new employees. Then it will be like every time you need to come and you need to set, every time you need to come you need to set. Correct? So we can use this data driven concept where you can execute same request with different or multiple set of data. Okay, so how can you do that? So whatever the data you want to execute, you will be creating that data in the JSON format. You will be adding that data in the JSON format. First you have created the JSON in the JSON format, like 50 employees, and you will be keeping those in the local system or wherever you want to keep it, whether it's you want to keep it. So suppose now you have created a number of employees, means 50 employees, 50 employees bunch of in the API, sorry, in the JSON, and you will be using those things from the external, means from the local system, and you will be adding it here. So how we can do this one? Then it will become more easy for us, because we have already a set of data. You just need to call that particular file, and you need to run it, and it will run 50 times automatically, or it will create 50 employee automatically. So which one will be easy for us, data driven or doing manually? Samsad, which will be easy now?
It's data driven.
Data driven, because once you have multiple set of data, so it's better to go with data driven, because data driven will provide the easy way to overcome that situation, that every time manually you are going to enter whatever it. Right now you have only two field, that is name and leader, whatever it is, like job. But if it is a registration of something, a booking, then you need to enter the first name, last name, date of birth, your PAN number, these, that, thousands of fields are there. Then it's not possible that every time you will be going and entering this thing, and when it is comes in a number, means multiple set of data. So we can just move to what concept? Data driven concept. So data driven concept says that in the same request I can run multiple datas or multiple set of datas. So how we can do? We will be seeing it here right now. Okay. So before that, I will be sharing one documentation with you all, so you can practice at your end. So this is the documentation. No need of downloading it. No need of going through anything. You can just see this one. You need to read this one. Sample book API. It is everything. It is given here. Okay, everything is there. With you need to just go through. Okay, how to submit, how to order, get all record. You just need to just read it and perform it. One or two I am going to do it in front of you. Okay. Before that, I will be sending you this one. You can just practice this one. Okay. Now, let's move here. Okay, so let me again create a new collection. I will give collection name. Okay, I have created this one. Now I will be adding a request. Okay. Now, first thing what I want to do. First thing what I want to do, I want this one. I am using this concept only, and before that, just give me a second so that I can check book ID and this one. It's already created. Okay, fine. Okay. So suppose the first thing I want to do, and you can see here in the, and you will be also going and seeing this one. Okay. So if you just go through every time, it is already requires authentication. Okay, requires authentication. See, every time it's written to get all order. It is the endpoint. You are allowed to view to all order. This is the description, but at the end you can see there is a term requires authentication, requires authentication, requires authentication. Correct? Are you able to see? Means this booking, means book API contains this authentication process. See, submit a order. To submit order also, new submit order, but see, you can see requires authentication, means every time it's required authentication. So first we need to find like how we will can get the authentication of this one. So anywhere it would have added to get the authentication. Okay, see, it's written here. I have told you now in the documentation, anywhere it will give you the directly it will give you the authentication, or it will give you the way to find the authentication. So now you can see here it's written API authentication. To submit or overview order, or you need to register your API client. What is that? Post this one, and the request will be this one in the format. Everything it is mentioned that the first will be the client name, then the client email. It will be in the string format. You need to enter it as a body. This will be the endpoint, and it is given example that this will be the example how you need to pass the body. This response body will contain access token. The access token is valid for 7 days only. Okay, everything is mentioned. Now you are able to understand like how you will be getting all these things. In this way only you will be getting in your documentation as well, that this is the authentication, this may will be using this one, how you will be getting the authorization token or username password, they will be providing you. In the same way it is written here. Any doubt, like anything you are not able to understand, raise it right now only. See, so it is telling that to get API authentication, how you will get the authentication, and it will, this access token will be valid for only 7 days. Okay, and it is also mentioned that status code 09 response error, that API client is already registered. If suppose I am again registering with the same user ID and email, it will give this one. So you can just change the email or the client name to something else. Suppose like I have already used this one token ID with Sahid and email ID as sahid123@gmail.com. See, if I try with the same, I will get this one. I will get this error 409, this one, because it is already registered with that particular email. Everything is clearly mentioned. Now what you can do to get the API authentication, for what we need to do? Tell me guys, what we need to do? Can anyone tell me how right now we will get the authentication, means how I will get this token? I will be getting the token, how I will be getting? Can anyone tell me right now?
From local variable.
How we will get it from token variable?
Local.
Right
local.
now,
I
no,
told
no. Right now you need to get the token. So how you will be getting? It is written this in this way, in this, like this is the step. First step is that how you will be getting the token, because every type, somewhere it's required key and value, somewhere it's required a token, somewhere it's required the username password, somewhere it's required username password, somewhere it's required secret code or token code. So how we are going to get, because right now we don't have 1212, or somewhere it is written here that this is the token ID directly, correct? It is not mentioned here. It is like the step. It's telling that API authentication, to submit, to view, you need to register. First you need to register yourself. So once you register yourself, you will be getting a token. Okay, so how you will be getting? So getting, for getting those things, you need to register yourself. So, and I have told you that this is the, see, the API is available in here. So it is given what? These are the endpoints I have told you. So by this document you can correlate your working principle. I am telling you, it is going to correlate the working principle. So working principle, I have told you, sometimes they will only provide you the endpoint. Why? Because you know this is the protocol, you all know very well, and this is the domain. It is also common. Just you need to add / status after this. You need to add / book after this. Okay. Guys, any doubt till now? Because in this way only you will be getting the document, and this is the way only you are going to work in industry as well. Okay, so this is the final step of your, what I can say, practical, means real life working environment. Are you able to understand what I am trying to say? Guys, anyone has any doubt, raise it right now.
Can you please
No.
repeat this process again?
Can you come again?
Can you please repeat this process again?
See, this is a document. I am telling you, this is the kind of document you will be getting from the, means you will be getting it from the from the BA team, okay, or from the development team. You will be getting this type of the sample document. I have told you this is the sample document, that it is the, means the project name is simple book API. This is the API to reserve a book. This is the, means a documentation. First you will be reading through it. You will be reading this one, and by reading this one you will be first creating the test cases. I have told you the way to create the test cases, correct? So you will be reading this one, and this is given the endpoint. Endpoint means what? What is endpoint? Endpoint is the locator by which we can move to that particular resource. Okay. So this is the URL. This is the URL. This is a common URL. This is the common URL. Okay. Sample book API. This is the common URL, and this is the endpoint. So you will be adding this one after this one to get the status. If you want to get the list of book, this is the endpoint, that / book, and it is also giving you this one. It will return a list of book. Okay, it will it is a limitation that between 1 to 20. Okay, everything it is mentioning, means this is a requirement document you will be reading, and by reading this one you need to create your test cases. Once you create test cases to get a single book, to submit a order, and it's written how to submit, it will be a post, and the endpoint is / order, allow submit new order. So this required authentication. It's also mentioned that requires authentication. The required book need to be in the JSON format. So it is also telling that the body will be in the JSON format. Okay, and that will contain what? This will contain book ID as well as customer name. Okay, which book ID you want to order, and what is the customer name. Okay, everything it is mentioned here. You need to just go through. Once you go through, and accordingly you need to perform your request. Okay, so but before doing all this thing, it is also mentioned that API authentication, so how to get that token barrier, because right now you don't have the username password. For suppose OAuth, you required token. If you want to just go through different this one, how right now do you have anything? Do you have this one key and value for this book API? Do you have? You don't have. Do you have barrier token? You don't have. So from where you will get? So they have also given you the way to get those things. How to get? So they have given, to get this thing you need to perform post with using this one, with using this endpoint, and you need to request body, it will be in the JSON format, which will be required the client name and client email, and it will look like in this way, and you will get a response containing a token ID. Means you will get a response that contain a access token. So by this process you will be getting a access token, and that access token will be only valid for 7 days. And if you are doing something wrong, means you are using the same name and same email ID, then you will get this one. Now it's able to make sense, like how you are going to work in industry. You will be reading all this thing, you will be finding the like what are the things can be common, what are the test case can be created, and how to get the authentication. If it is not directly provided, that it will be 121212, or it will be XYZ 121456, it is not provided, how you will get? They have given you the process as well. So we will follow this process to first get the token barrier. Then we will be working on other, like to order a list, what are the books available, what are the single books available, all these things we will be going to do that one. Shall we start?
Yeah.
It's fine now. Any doubt?
No
No,
doubt.
Okay, so first we need to find the what? First we need to find the token barrier, because it's already told every time you will be needing the authentication. So how to do that one? It is clearly mentioned. To do that one, first you need to make a post request, and this is the what? This is the endpoint, but endpoint does not means that this one. So first you need to enter the common thing. If this is common throughout, so I will be copying this one. Kindly follow the step. If you don't able to, just ping me then and there. Okay, so what I need to do? First I need to, let me change this name. So I will make this name as auth token. Okay, fetch auth token, because we are going to fetch, because right now we don't have, and it is clearly mentioned that it will be post. Correct, it was there in the document, it is post. See, everyone just follow this one. It's already told it's a post, and this is the endpoint. Correct, guys, speak.
Yes, bhai.
Now we have selected the type as post. We have given the common, this is the common, that protocol, and this one is the common. And after that, what is the endpoint they have told me to use? They have told me to use, this is the endpoint. So I will be copying this endpoint and I will be adding it here. This is the real working. I'm telling you, in this way only in the industry you are going to work. But you need to first create some, in between there are some steps that you will first go through. Then you will be creating the test cases in the Excel sheet or in the Jira. You will be creating it. Once it is created, it will be verified. Once it is verified, you will get a sign off. Then you are going to do it right now the way I am doing it right now. Okay, so now you have given this one. Now what it is telling? It is telling that as it is a post, so it will have a request body which will be in the JSON format, and this required what? Client name, and it will be a client email. It will be in this format. So I can copy this one. Okay, so it's already mentioned that it's required a body. Then I have told you for body we will go to raw. Then the raw we will select JSON. It's already mentioned. I will be pasting it here. So I will be changing this name. So let's change this name as regrow tech. Okay, and this name as gt@gmail.com. Okay, I have given this one. See, it's already there. Now what it is saying, that the response you will be getting, it will contain a access token, and this token will be valid for 7 days. So I want the token. So if everything is correct, we will be saving it. Okay, once we save it and once we make a request, what we are going to get? What we are going to get? Tell me, guys, what we are going to get right now in the response?
201 successful.
Pardon? Guys, what we are going to get right now in the response? Tell me, guys, then only we will move forward. What we are going to get it right now in the response?
201.
Successful.
201. Okay, it might be a status code. What next? What next? Why you all are not following the things? right here already it's mentioned. Are you able to read it? This one, it's already mentioned that the response body will contain access token, and this you will get in the response body. It's already mentioned in the response body you will get the access token, and that access token will valid for 7 days. Try to follow. And now if I click this one, what I got in the response body? Guys, tell me what I got.
Okay.
Access token, which was not present, because for performing other request it was clearly mentioned. If you come here, suppose if you want to delete a order, suppose if you want to delete order, so you have the delete method, you have the endpoint. Delete an existing user requires authentication, but for authentication we were not having any user ID password or the token or any such kind of thing. Now you have. So what we are going to do now, we will be copying this one, guys. We are going to copy this one, okay? And for the meanwhile I will be just pasting it here, okay? Suppose now you have this one, correct? Now you have the access token. Now let's move here, and now tell me what you want to perform right now, okay? So for status, if you want to perform and check the status, so what it's written, return the status of the API. It does not require authentication. List of book, so if you want to see the list of book also, it does not require authentication. Anywhere it's mentioned in the document that it required authentication. So suppose let's do this one first. List of books available. What kind of method we are going to perform for list of book available? Tell me, guys.
Get method, because
Get
we want
method.
to fetch something.
Yeah, so we will be again creating this one, a request, and this request name will be get books, okay? Get books. And what is the this one URL? This is the URL. Control C. We will be pasting here, but this is not the full URL because endpoint is given here, that endpoint. So we need to add this endpoint to get the list of book, okay? Do we need to add body for this one? Do we
No,
need
sir.
to add
No, sir.
body?
No.
Do we
No.
do we need to add authorization for this one?
No, sir.
No, because in the documentation already it's mentioned that there is anywhere it's mentioned that you need authentication authorization for this one. It's written that you will be using get. This is the endpoint. This will return a list of book, and you can optimize query. You can use this one. That if you want to use a limit and all, you can optimize your query. Optional query means you need to optionally you can give, like if you want to select from this to this, like it might have number of books, so whatever you want to do you can add forward slash, means it's a kind of query you want to add on. So we don't want those things right now. We just want to see like whether we are able to do or not. So once we are you able to see, you have got the all the this one ID1 name type available. True means this book is available right now. Available false means this book is not available. 1 2 3 4 5 6, right now you have got this one. 6 books are there, and out of which 2 is not available, means out of stock. This is the reason it's giving false. Till now it's clear. Any doubt? Guys, till
No.
now how many test cases we have performed? Like suppose you have created the test cases, how many test cases we have performed till now? How many test cases we have performed till now? Guys, 2 test cases we have performed. First was to get the token ID, means the token. So we got it using whatever the step they have told us, that you need to enter the name and the email ID, and after that you got the token in the response. So first test got passed. Then we have performed to get the list of book. So again we have followed whatever the step they have told us, and it's also told that in the response you will be getting the list of book, and you can see you have got list of books. So test case 2 is also passed. Okay, now what next? You can get a single book also, so you need to use this one, / book ID. Okay, so if you want to get one, okay, so I'm just changing it here. So what I can do, / it's already mentioned that you need to enter the book ID. So if I press 4, okay, are you able to see? I am getting only ID number 4 book. Are you able to see?
Yeah.
Okay, and if I remove book ID, means I don't want any book ID, then what will happen? It will give all the books, okay. Now next, okay, now suppose here submit order. Now you have a list of book. Suppose this is just imagine that you are like doing working on Flipkart. First, what you have done for Flipkart, first you have done means you have registered yourself. You got a OTP, you have entered the OTP, correct? First one was what? Authentication. So you have registered yourself with what? Flipkart. Now in Flipkart, what you have gone? Once you have authorized person, then you are able to see the Flipkart application. So what you have done? Next step, what you have done? You have gone through a section that is book. Okay, so in book you have gone through every book, like book ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the books available in the Flipkart you have gone through. Now you have gone through a particular book also, like suppose book number 4 that I have selected. Just imagine, it's just a story how we are doing the things. Okay, first you have made your authorization, then you have able to go inside the Flipkart. So what you have gone, you are a book lover, so you have gone through the book section and you have get all the books. Once you click on the book section, you will get all the books available on Flipkart. Then suppose you got one book was very interesting, so you clicked on particular book, so you have mentioned the book ID /4, so you got that particular book only, correct? Now you have got the particular book 4 number, and it shows like there is a heavy discount going on. Okay, now you want to submit that order, or you want to book that particular book. How we are going to do? So see, it's already mentioned, submit an order. It will be post, it will be order, allow you to submit a new order, required authentication, the body, request body need to be in JSON format, and the following property. So what it required? It required what? It required book ID, means what book you want to order, and the customer name. What is your customer name? Okay, and the response you will be getting the order ID. Once you are able to book that one, you will get a booking ID or the order ID, correct? Are you able to correlate with the Flipkart, this particular book one, sample book? Guys, tell me.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, Shakil, Atif, Saf, tell me, everyone, just correlate, because once you are able to correlate your working with real life environment, the things will be more easier for you all. Because whenever you do open, means first time when you open Flipkart, you need a OTP verification, means you need to register yourself with your name and all. So that is the authentication, means you are making yourself, means identify. Then you just move to a particular section, that is like you move to a electronic gadget, then all the electronic gadgets are available. Then you find, oh, this one is so interesting, you click on for that particular, then it will move to that particular only, and it will give you the details, price, each and everything. Then you feel like, okay, they are providing in a very good discount, so let me buy it. Then you order it, then you get a booking ID. Okay, then you can cancel it, then you can just whatever you want to do, so on. So in the same way we are doing it. So first we have done our authentication, then we have gone to a book section where we have seen all the books, what are available, what are not available, it was true and false available in that one. Then we have gone to a particular book. I just got interested in that particular book number 4, so I have gone through, I have seen each and every details, the price was quite good. Now I want to order it. So for order it also, they have given me the way how to do it. To submit an order, we need to follow this one. Let's do it. So so again we will be creating a new request. Order book. Okay, this is this one, and it's already told that now we need to use post. And let me just copy this one every time. Control C, Control V. But here instead of this one, the endpoint is what? Endpoint is order. Correct? Endpoint is order. Okay, and it's already mentioned that this required a body, because what you want to order, how you are going to know, like how the Flipkart will know what you are going to order. To order that one, you add it to a cart. Correct? That phone I want to order, you add that particular phone to that cart which you want to buy. In the same way, you have body, then you come here, then you select JSON. Okay, and now what it is saying, okay, before that, what it is saying, it will allow you to submit a new order and required authentication. We will do it later. Then it's saying in the body, it's already mentioned that it required a book ID and customer, this one. Okay, let it be. So I will be copying this one, Control C, Control V. I will come here, Control V. So book ID, I want 4. As I have gone through 4, let me select 4 only. What was my customer name? So suppose I will give regrow. Okay, whatever they have told, we are going in that manner only. Okay, example. So now it's telling that you will the response will be containing order ID, means the response body will contain what? It will give a response body with order ID. Correct? If it everything works, it will be giving us the order ID. Guys, till now it's fine. Guys,
Yes,
tell
sir.
me. Okay,
Yes.
shall we run it right now?
No,
Shall we run?
because we need to pass authentication.
Correct. If we pass this one, if we execute without authorization or authentication, let's see what
Yes,
error you will be
still,
getting. What error? See, the status code is why I have told you that once you're able to start working in your industry, you will be seeing every type of response code. So I'm clicking it here. 1, 2, go. Unauthorized 401. Unauthorized, and 401 is belongs to which one? Anyone tell me? 401 belongs to what kind?
Client side.
Client. So it was your mistake, correct, Samsad? It was your mistake that you forgot to give the authentication. So you are a client and you have missed to give the authentication. So it's your problem. So you are getting that you are not authorized. Okay, and this type of message you got. I have told you that from the server you will get any kind of response, like whether it's a negative, whether it's a positive. It's a negative, at a kind of negative you can take in a sense. So what we need to do? We need to do the authorization for this one. So what we will do? We will click on authorization. Then in the type, we will select barrier token. Okay. Now in the barrier token, where I have this one, so I have got this one, correct? From the first, I have got this one. Everyone, guys, are you
Yes.
able to recall this one? I have pasted here, or okay, just hold on. If you're not
Yes,
able
yes.
to, then let me just move to here. We have got this one, fetch
access token.
Yeah, so I will copy this one. I will copy this one and I will paste it here. Correct? I will paste it here. And I will be saving this one. Now, if I run this one, what I will get in the response body? Sorry, I made a mistake. Sorry. I have placed somewhere else. Okay. I have placed somewhere else. Let me do it in the order because it's required in the order. Correct? In the fetch, it is not required. In the get, it is not required. It's required in the order. So here I will paste this one and I will save it. Now tell me, if I will perform right now, what I will get?
Status
Sir,
something
order ID.
200.
Order ID. See, status code is
Order
fine.
ID.
Status code you will get every time. Now the response body, I am telling about the response body. I am not telling about the response code. Okay, response code is 201, 401, whatever it is. Response time is what time it is running. Then we have response body. We have response cookies. We have response header. Okay, when I am telling response body, be focus on body what we are going to get. So in the body, it is clearly mentioned that we are going to get what? Order ID, because we are
Order ID.
placing an order. Okay, if everything is correct, then we are able to see the order ID. See what it is getting created true, and your order ID is this one. So I need, let me copy this one order ID because we save our order ID properly. Correct? Because if you want to reach to customer care that your order has not reached till now, your like payment has been deducted but your order is not shipped yet, lots of things, so we keep the order ID safe. Correct, guys?
Yes,
We
sir.
do na all these things.
Yes,
Just
sir.
correlate in your real life. I'm just sending in the group, so I will be using it. Okay, you don't use all these things. Okay, once you will do, you will be having your own unique order ID, your own unique access code. Okay, now guys tell me, now guys you tell me, you only tell me, we have order single book. Okay, order is created, you got this one. Okay, now suppose here, if you can see in this one, this is false. Guys, can you see in the get ID number 2 is false? Correct? Available, false.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So suppose if you want to book which is not available, suppose if you want to book which is out of stock, what will happen? So instead of 4, book ID 4, if I enter 2, okay, everyone, are you getting, like instead of 4 was available, 2 means it is available, but I am which is out of stock, because you can see in the get book 2 is false, available, false. So now what I am trying to do, I have changed the for the booking order, I have changed the booking book ID to 2, which is not available, and customer name is same, and to, authorization is already done because it's showing green. So you can see green is done, means it's fine already. I will save it and I will run. So now what I will get in the response body? What I will get in the
Sir,
response body?
created my false.
So you can just click here and see this book is not in stock. Try again later. In the same way you get in the Flipkart also something out of stock, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so just correlate. I'm just correlating to make the things easier for you all. Now, suppose Sakil, you are a very good book lover. You don't want to book one book. You want to book more than 3 or 4 books at one time. At the same ID, you want to book and you want to make payment for 3 books at the same time, or you want to book 3 books at the same time. Then every time here, what you have to do? You have to come enter book ID number 1, then you will make a request, then you will come enter book ID number 2, then you will enter, then you will make book ID number 3, then you will enter. Or if you want to change the customer name also, you want to every time you need to change. Correct guys? Then one by one you need to order, like
Yes,
if
yes.
you want to order 300 book, then 300 time you need to do it. Then we can use data driven here. Can we use data driven here to order multiple set of books? Guys, can we do?
Yes, sir.
I think yes.
Okay, now be careful how I am going to do this one. Okay, to order multiple book using this request only, how we are going to do that is data driven. Just look, it's already at my end. Okay. So okay guys, so I'm telling you, you just need to follow this one. Okay, if you are not, see, not here, the desktop I think I have. Okay, are you able to see this one, guys?
Yes, sir.
What is this? Can anyone tell me what is this? Samsad, you try. What is this?
Array.
Array.
Object array. Object type array.
Object of arrays. And what format it is?
JSON format.
JSON format. But it is a JSON format. But the extension is file.txt. If you can just see here, the extension is what? Extension is what? .txt. But I don't want, yeah, you have to create this one. You have to create a JSON file of whatever the field you want to add on, or whatever the whatever the field you want to add on. So you need to create a file like this. Okay, that is array of object in the JSON format. But the file format, I am telling about the file format, but the right now the file format is what? It's a .txt file. Correct? So you need to convert this .txt file to JSON format.
JSON.
Okay, so you can just open the Google, and in the Google you can just search convert .txt file to JSON format, and you can easily convert this one. Will you all be able to convert, like the way you convert PDF to PDF file to document file to PDF file? In the same way, you can convert this txt file to JSON format. That means JSON extension. Will you able to? Guys, will you able to online convert this one?
Yes, yes.
Okay. If you're not, you can just ping me. Okay. Now, as I have already converted, so you can see in my download. It's in the download. Okay. So it's in the download. I have already converted this one. Can you just see type JSON file? It's already mentioned type JSON file. And you can see this one in the property. It's a .json. Okay. As you are using JSON, the format will be JSON, but along with format, your file extension should be of JSON as well. So you will be writing in the notepad, or if you have direct online something, you can just write it and save it or download it. Or if you write in the notepad, then you can convert it. Okay, so it is the same thing. Okay, it will look exactly same, but this is the JSON format. Okay, and extension is also JSON. Okay, so I have given the, like, I want to book order 4 book. Okay, 1 3 4 6. 2 I have not mentioned because 2 is not available. So I will book 1 3 4 6, and I have given the customer name as ABC whatever. Okay, ABC whatever I have given, ABC. Let me change this one. Okay, okay, so you can see now customer name is ABC BCD whatever it is. Okay,
Shahid bhai,
it's not why I have just changed for you only because it was already created. I thought just
no,
to
no,
change that.
asking why. I am telling. I am asking. I'm.
Yeah,
I was telling your name, Shahid bhai. I want to ask one thing.
yeah, yeah.
That whenever we will write JSON format in Notepad, by default it will be txt file. So
Correct.
every time we have to convert in JSON file, in JSON format.
Yeah, like suppose I have already converted this one. You can see in my download, it's already there. Correct?
Okay.
In the JSON format. I have converted that same file to the JSON. So you can come here, and once you have converted, you can directly do the changes here. There is no need again doing that one. Again, like if you want to do any changes, like first name ABCDE. So I will do it here and Control S. Now you don't need to again convert it because your extension should be .json. Now my extension is .json, and I can just do the modification here only and save it. So if you just see here, I am not going to that txt file only. In the JSON file only, I have made changes what? A, B, C, D, E. So it's A, B, C, D, E here. Got the point? That there
Yes.
is no need of every time doing it. If something new, the totally new thing you want to add on, then you can go ahead. Otherwise, if you want to do the modification, you can do it here only. Okay, fine.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, now we are going to do this one. So now we have file external kept at what? In the my local system at download. Okay, so before that, how Postman will understand that this will come here? How Postman will understand? Guys, how Postman will understand? And these are what? Guys, can you tell me these are what? These are what? Variables. These are also variables which are kept externally. That is, I have told you, data that we have left with global, collection, local. Then last one was data. If the data is kept externally and you want to fetch that one. So first one is what? Book ID. Book ID. And where I will replace this one? Can anyone can tell me where I will replace this one? Because now this I don't want hard coded. I want this one. And here I will place this one. It makes sense. Guys, it makes sense. Tell me. Guys, are you able to understand why I have made book ID as variable? Guys, tell me.
Yes.
No, no, no.
No, yeah, yes. No, yeah, yes. Tell me.
From my side, no.
Why? What is the what is the issue you are facing in this one? Tell me, guys, what is the issue? If you have said no, let me know also what you have not understand.
Why we are writing here book ID?
Yeah, right now, previously what it was? Previously what it was like, if you want to book ID, you give the book ID directly, correct? You want a book, you give a book ID number 4, correct? But right
Yes.
now you are using data driven, means you are want to book like more than 5 book at one go. So every time book ID will change, correct? Book ID
Yes.
number 1, book ID number 4, book ID number 6, book ID number 10. The book ID will change, correct?
Yes.
So book ID will change. So if I put only 4, then it will book for only 4 only. So I need to make it variable. Variable means that value can be changed. First time it will run, it will have book number 1, book ID number 1. Second time it will run, it will whatever we are passing. So what we are passing? First time passing, it will come with 1. Second time it will be 3. Third time it will be 4. Fourth time it will be 6. Got my point?
I understood.
Okay. So you need to pass it here and give the same name. This is the same name you need to give. Okay. That is B is capital, OK, ID is capital. Same thing you need to give. I have told you na that variable name should be exactly same. Okay. And the same way, customer name is also not same. It's a variable that every time has different customer name. So if we have different customer name, then again we need to pass the value. So it's a customer name. So customer name should be also exactly same. So here also, because once the order ID 1 is customer name is ABCD, order number 3 is BCD, order number 4, so it will come in this one. First this will go, first this will execute, then this will execute, then this will execute, then this will execute. Okay. Got my point till now? Any
Yes.
doubt, guys?
No.
Oh,
Okay, just hold on, let me check for this one. We need to give the double inverted comma also. Yeah. Guys, and as I have told you, this is JSON. You need to give this double inverted comma, key and value. Here it is a JSON, so here we need to give key and value, and key and value comes under double inverted comma. Correct? Till now, any doubt?
Yes.
Raise it. Any doubt? Why we have this is the see, this is double inverted double curly braces book ID. It is a variable, the way of writing the variable. Okay, and we are giving exactly name from where the variable is coming. It should be matching with this one, then only it will give book ID number 1, then it will give 3, then it will give 4, then it will give 6, and customer name also same way. But why we have given here double inverted comma? Everywhere we have not given, because that time it was not key and value, but here it's a JSON format, and JSON format I have told you that it's written under key and value. Correct? If I save it right now, it will start running directly. It will start running directly. Just tell me, will it going to run directly? Guys, tell me. Okay, now let me run this one. Suppose you want to run this one. Okay, if you want to run this one, when you will come here, let's select this one, where it is, run collection. Okay, so if you want to run authentication, I don't want to run because it's valid for 7 days. There is no need of again running the authentication. Book, get book, I have already seen. I don't want, I want this one only. Okay, can you just see this one, data? Guys, can you see this one, data? So if I
Yes,
click
sir.
here,
Yes.
and where my file is, it's in the download, and I will make this one. I will select this one. Are you able to see that this file is selected? And if you want to preview, Preview means to preview, like whether it's coming in the correct way or not. See, first iteration, book ID 1 will come and the name will be this. Then in the second iteration, book ID 3 will come with the name is this. In the third iteration, book ID 4 will come with the name with this. And the fourth iteration, it will come with book ID 6 and the name will be DEF. Means the way you have written the data, it is coming properly. Otherwise, you would have got some error. Okay, so this is fine, guys. This is fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, means you have placed everything correct. Can you see it directly? I didn't set iteration, it automatically set 4.
Automatically changed.
Okay, if you want to reduce, you can reduce, but by default, how many iteration it is there in this data? Okay, JSON data, it will automatically it will come. But if you want to reduce, no, I don't want 4 iteration, I want only 3, then you can do it 3. Okay, it's not that you cannot change, you can make it 3 as well. Okay, so if you make it 3, what will happen? 1, 2, 3, 6, fourth iteration will not run. Okay, fourth iteration will not run. So if you don't want, if you want whole iteration to run, then make it 4. This one is selected, give a delay time of 5 seconds at least. Okay, now we will run, and once we will run, you will be able to see. Guys, have you seen what you can see? What you can see? Post, order, created. Fourth time it has been created, correct? If you want to see the view summary, you can see in the summary also. All 4 has been created order. In here also you can see. And one more thing, in the console also you can see it properly. Okay, last 4. If you want to check, because last 4 iteration, see for last 4 iteration. Response body. In the response body, if something is out of stock, you will get out of stock. Okay, let me check. I have thought this one, last 4, na? This one. Let me check for this one. In this, you will get a booking ID. Are you able to see you got the booking ID?
Yes.
If you want to check for like last 4, na, you can just go to each and every request body and you can see also here also. Okay, means how you have performed this one, data driven. It's so easy. Now there is no need of writing every time you need to change how many data you want to pass. You will be seeing it here. If you want to rerun, run again, you can run it. Okay, and what will happen if I do this one? Okay, I am just showing you all type of scenario. Like you are selecting this one. We have text file now also. I have shown you that I have text file as well. In the desktop we have API. This is my collection. Sorry. All files. See, this is my text file. Are you able to see? Text document type is. If I select this one, see what it is reading. What it said. Undetermined. See, you are not able to use text file. Okay, so this is the reason you need to convert into JSON. Now, if you want this one, you can see this one. So it's better you just use JSON, and if it is a text and CSV file, then you need to make it proper way. Okay, in the way we write the text, in the way we write the CSV file, then it will work. Otherwise, application JSON, then we need to again see this one. Okay, and if you want to change the iteration 3, you can use this one. Are you able to see, guys?
Yes, sir.
Only 3 iteration, not the
Only
4th one.
iteration. Yes,
Okay, And suppose if you have added the text file also, sometime by mistake you are not able to do. So if you come here and if you add the text file, you need to what? You just need to change it. Whatever I have done, because I have what I did. Right now I have selected what? Right now also I have selected this file only. Where it is? Again this was all file. So this is what? I have selected txt file only.
.txt file.
But it's showing that it could not be the format. So you just come here, you can just select application JSON. So it will automatically do it for you. Okay, it will automatically change the extension for you as well. See, now it's not giving any kind of error, and you can just click on preview. You are able to see this one. Okay. Okay. Now the last one. Let me do this one. Okay, now creating a new request. Okay, we are left with only 3 minutes. We will be doing it. Okay, so suppose we have made orders, correct? Right now, how many orders we have made? First was manually we have made one order. Then with data driven we have made lots of order. Okay, we have made lots of order right now. So if you want to see all the orders, so what you can do? You can use this one, orders. Okay, and let me do it here only. Get, okay, in the order what it is saying, it required authentication. Okay, so let me create one more, add request. I will write view orders. Okay, then this one will be get only, it's already there. Let me just copy this same URL. Okay. I think two are created. Okay, Control A, Control C. Here I will paste, Control V, and this will be the orders. To get order you need authentication. Okay, so again, see, now you have to again add the authentication. So if you see, like every time you need to add the authentication, it's already predefined here as we are in the same. Okay, so you have set the authentication and you will save, and you are seeing what? All the orders. See, regrow. First one, the hard coded one that I have used, order number 4 with the regrow name. The order ID is this one. Then we have used using data driven, book ID number 1 A B C D E, then book ID number 3 B C D. Are you able to see all this? Guys, whatever the order we have done today, all the lists are available.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now suppose guys you want to check for this one only, hard coded. You don't want to see the whole order. I want to check only a particular order. See, this is get all order, get an order. I want a single order. So you need to use this one. Order / order ID number. Allow you to visit the existing order and it required authentication. Suppose here only I will be adding / and I will be pasting what? Tell me.
Order ID.
Order ID. So once I paste it order ID, save it here, I will get which one? Order ID, book ID
only 4.
Only 4. Got this one? Because it's already mentioned here. So if you want to get an order, a single order, then you just need to make a / with this one. Okay. If you want to update an order, then what you can do? To update, see, it's required, it's told here to use patch. It's not here put, you need to add patch. Okay, so suppose you want to update. Okay, so let me change for this one. So this one is patch. It's already told use patch, and let me change the name to update order. Okay, update order, sorry, update order. Okay, let me save it. I need to pass this one. Let me copy this one. So in the same I want to update. Okay, in the same I want to update. Control V. Okay, why I have given you, we are coming to order and the order ID, because at what order ID you want to update, correct? So at what order ID you want to, so here is the endpoint, means order, and you need to mention the order ID where you want to update, and update an existing required this one, and this is saying that request body you need to send, because in the update you need to send the body. Okay, and you want to change the customer name only. I have told you in patch, whatever you want to do, you will be sending that particular field only, correct? Are you able to recall it, guys? Are you able to recall it? In patch it's a partial update. I don't want to use whole my field. I just want to
Yes, sir.
update what? Update my,
Only one particular field.
yeah, only one or only two, means whatever
Only.
field I want to, means if I want to update two field, I will be passing two field only, not the
Yes.
whole field, whatever the whole field. So here we have two field. I want to update my what?
Only
I want to
customer name.
only customer name. So I will be coming to the body raw this one, and my customer name from Regro Tech, it will become Shahid. Now it customer name was what for this one? For this one, what is the customer name?
And now it's a Tech, but after execution, it's changed. It's Shahid.
Yeah, it will change, but till now if it you are see VMV, if you see this order ID VMV, what it is giving in the response, it is giving book ID 4 and customer name is Regro. But now we are using patch to update. So once we are using patch to update, we have used body, and in the body we have changed the customer name to Shahid. We will be saving it, and even authorization is required, so we will be selecting barrier token. It's all okay, it's already predefined. Okay, now we will be saving it and we will be sending it. Not contain, something is there, let me just check. Okay, here it is not written in the response. What we will get, it's not available. Okay, let it be. So as you can see, we have performed it, but we are getting no content. Let me check for this one. Now if I run the same this one, right now it is regrotech, it was giving. If I run now again, what should I get here? As it is updated, what should I get here for this ID? VM.
If it is updated, then it shows Shahid.
Let's check. See the magic.
It's updated. Yes,
It's updated. It's updated. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And suppose you want to delete this one, and for delete an order means you want to delete this order only. So again, what you can do, instead of this one, instead of get, you can use delete, and everything remains same. Authentication is required, and ID is already mentioned, because it's already written here that you will be reading this one order and the order ID. The existing delete the existing required authentication, the request body need to be empty, we don't need to pass anybody, and this one. So I have just changed my this one. I have not created a new request, I have just changed it. Now you can see authorization is already done, it's a green. You have passed the order and the order ID, this is the order ID, and you have changed this one. Now if you save it and you will delete, it will delete. Once it's deleted, if I try to get this one, now it's deleted, correct? 204. And same thing, if you want to get we need authorization and order ID. Now if you try to get deleted order, what will happen?
No data found.
No order of this
No
order ID. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Guys, yeah, tell me. Guys, so this is the way you need to perform in your industry. This is the one part I am telling you. This is the one part where you have seen data driven, where you have seen, like here you can see the order ID and this the thing are not getting vanished. That I have, that in the previous requeue it was getting vanished. You are not able to. Right now, whatever is order is created, it is existing. You can update that particular order ID, you can delete that particular order ID. How you can set authentication, how you can set authorization, different type, everything you are able to see. Correct? In this way only you are going to work in industry. And this was the one part. In the next class we will be dealing with the chaining. Chaining means how? Like suppose I am just giving just a brief, that suppose you have first created it. Okay, now if you are using authentication every time, so we will be making the token ID as variable, because today after 7 days the token ID will be different. Correct or not? This token ID is valid for what? Only for 7 days. Guys, it is already mentioned in the document, this is valid for 7 days, but after 7 days you need to create your new token ID. Correct? Guys, tell me, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So again you need to change it everywhere, because you are, whenever you are creating, whenever it is required authentication, you are going and doing in the barrier token. So you have done, suppose you have done 500 type barrier token, so after 7 days you need to move to 500 time and you need to change it. So it's better we will be making that as variable, and one time only we will go to that particular variable and we will be changing it. Fine. Then next what we are going to cover, then next what we can do, we can set our, we can create a global variable, that if I know that my HTTP and that sample book is common throughout, we can make as environment, or we can make as collection level variable. Next what we can do, now suppose, as we can see that the things are not getting vanished, means the order ID is not getting vanished, you can update the order ID, you can delete the update the delete, update, whatever you can do. Then we will performing the chaining. We will be performing chaining. Means chaining means what? Like once you have created means once you have ordered, you got the what? You got the order ID. So from one request you got the order ID. I will be taking that order ID by the code. Means we will be writing the JavaScript code to copy that order ID, and use that order ID directly in the patch to update. And from the patch, whatever it is getting update, we will be using that order ID to get delete automatically. So we will be not copying it. Means one request will depend on another request. That is called chaining. Okay, so once it is created, whatever the data you will get, you will be storing that data, and you will be using that data in your next request. And from the next request, whatever you will be getting, you will be using in the next request. In the same way, one request will be dependent on another request. In the way you will be performing post, create, delete, everything at one go. Okay, so it's called API chaining, which is very important, because every time it is not possible that you will post, you will get order ID, copy it and paste it. It will be automatically, once you will get in the response, it will fetch it, means it will store somewhere, and you will be using it here. And I will show all these things in the next class, and that will be the final one, where you are going to complete the most important thing, that is API chaining and the real life whole scenario, how it's work. Then we are only left with two things, that is file upload. It's hardly 5 minutes thing, file, how to file upload, because we have seen that we upload the file also to